pretty much just going to go over my close watch list, and then I'll go over everything else that I'm looking at. So you can see here on the left, these three are pretty much my close watch list. I'll explain why. So starting with AMD, right? We're still intact to the upside. Right, we're still intact to the upside. So I'm just looking for a break and retest of this 240, looking for continuation higher, right? Like I said, when there's no key level sitting above, I need proper displacement, right? I don't want to be a part of a fake out or liquidity grab. So I need proper displacement, right? That break, that retest, and the continuation higher. So that's what I'm looking for on AMD. NVIDIA, pretty much dead smack in the middle of the range, right? But like I said yesterday, right? Watch the pre-market lives, right? These help. I'm sorry, pre-market recaps. As you can see here, dead smack middle of the range, right? We are now in a channel on the daily, right? So seeing NVIDIA in the middle of this channel, not a shocker to me. But the game plan today, like it was literally the last 2 days, just a break to either side. I'm glad we're able to see this in real time though, so you can see the power of channels and just to avoid them. So 2 days in a row, right? We have been stuck in between this 184.50 and this 179.45, right? Can't make this up. So what is this? Our no trade zone, right? We're in a channel, so we're just waiting for a break to either side. And then Google. I did not put this on my list yesterday, but Google looks great. Let's look at this on the weekly, right? Clearly a bullish name. Let's go on the daily, right? Clearly bullish. All-time highs are in play. Now, what do you see here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a key resistance level. This 251.50, key resistance level. And then yesterday, right? We were in this channel. We broke above it and we got a pullback long out of it. That was textbook. So let's look at this on the intraday, right? Look at that. That is textbook, right? Pullback long to the upside. So I love that we gapped up above this, right? Buyers are in control. So today I'm really just looking for a pullback long to 251.50, targeting all-time highs. I mean, this thing is in play, right? The trend is your friend. You can see we're stair stepping, right? We're definitely stair stepping higher, right? Like, look at that. That's beautiful. That's textbook. So coming into today, this will also be on my close watch list, looking for that all-time highs play, right? Clear shots towards all-time highs. Now, let me go over a couple other names, right? Tesla, just doing nothing. Like if you're trading this name, I'm honestly shocked, but this name's just doing nothing. I've been saying for almost 2 weeks now. We're just consolidating, so we're just waiting for the break over 445. So I don't even have this on my close watch until that alert goes off. Apple looks really good, right, on the higher time frame. Just a name you got to be patient with. So I'm still looking for this pullback long off this weekly or a break and retest over this 253. I really want this break and retest over 253. So those are the two plays I'm looking for on Apple. Am I missing anything? No, right? I just want to see QQQ get above this 206. Clear resistance yesterday, clear resistance in the pre-market. So that should be a big breakout once we get it. And SPY holding up very well, right? I want to see it get above this 266.920. And if we do, literally clear shots towards all-time highs, right? So pretty much my pre-market plan, but my close watch is just these three names: AMD, NVIDIA, Google. About 30 seconds here to market open. So we did get to sell off on Apple. So this is also now my close watch over AMD. AMD, I'm just watching for this 240 break. You can see we're defending this. So if we can get like another pullback, a little consolidation, and power step in, I like it. Hopefully, we can get this Google pullback. About 5 seconds to market open. So we're gonna be patient. Very volatile open, as you can see. Very volatile open. Dude, I don't know how people trade like opening candles is crazy. Like I know a couple of people like who do, like it's their strategy, but man, talk about a coin flip. See, pre-market we knew Google was intact to the upside. I'm just hoping we can get this pullback, right? It's holding the previous day high, right? That's the previous day high on Google. Look at Apple, right? Apple's holding this pretty well. So I just want to see, and we know what my favorite setups are, right? If we fell into this and reclaim it. An upside pop on Qs and SPY looks pretty good. NVIDIA dead smack middle of the range. I'm not looking to short Apple, so AMD is definitely showing some relative strength. I'm looking at this on the 15-minute. See, Google looks good. I just really wanted that pullback dip. So, pretty unfortunate. This thing had a clear shot to all-time highs to Google. Apple holding on that 15-minute. AMD is looking pretty solid. Analysis here on Google. Like this thing was beautiful clear shot towards all-time highs. Just never got that pullback. I mean, it's clean. Doesn't get cleaner than that. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's all good. Yeah, market's pulling back a little bit. Nothing here on NVIDIA. It's literally dead smack in the middle of the range. Only reason I'm looking at Apple now is because it did come way back down to this weekly support. I'm looking to short this name. Let's see. AMD looks solid. If AMD can give us a little pop, I like it. We missed it yesterday. Never got that retest. Relative strength here on AMD looks really good in the 15 minute. I really wanted this. See, clear shots, all time highs. That was beautiful. Just never got that dip and rip. I want to see price action develop a little bit more on Apple. I mean, it's only 4 minutes after open. I want to see us reclaim this. We know what my favorite play is. Shorts, selling for a loss, squeeze, feel this move higher. Look at Google. I mean, that was a beautiful play. Nothing in this way to all-time highs. AMD looks really good. Apple looks good. I just need more displacement. Apple looks solid. If I can get a pullback on here, I like it. Showing relative strength against the market too. And these contracts are only $1 on Apple. That's terrible. It's only $1. I'm not going to chase that, but if I can get a pullback, I like it. Google looks great. A little bit more of a pullback here on Apple. Big rejection here on AMD. And be patient here. It's pushing very well. I'm long Apple. I want to see us get over this high today. Spine the Q's bouncing very well. All right, if I lose this, that's fine, right? This is a game plan. Pull back long off at 247.30. This is a weekly level. I got to take that shot. I want to see this high day turn into support. Market's heavy. A little bit. Apple's having some relative strength. Looks good. We can get through this high day. That'd be nice. Yeah, market's pretty heavy. Just trying to be patient here. I was up 10% there, so now I'm just gonna see what my runners can do. Just because the market's selling off. That was a high day sell, so I'm okay with that. I just want to see if my runners can hold up. Just trying. Uh, Had to sell break even on those. Market's pretty heavy right now. Very small win. I was up like 1,000 on that. I sold 90% into the high day. I saw sellers kick in. Very small win, right? So looking for that continuation. I just didn't like that I didn't have the overall market with me selling off pretty heavy. Remember, every trade you take should be either a big win, break even, a small win, or small loss. So it's been a very slow week. Very, very slow week. I was looking for continuation there. Like I don't trade my P&L. So being up 1,000 really didn't matter to me. Um, you have to stay in your position full size, but as soon as you scale out, you have to let your runners either hit break even or a small loss. So I took like a 3% loss on my runners, right? But this was just right entered here into the high day. That was a quick 11%. That was solid. That was very solid. Just those contracts barely cost $1. Those contracts were 90 cents. Well, 0.90. Those contracts barely cost $1. And it's Apple on a Thursday, unfortunate. So it was a good shot. Nothing there. But right off the pre-market plan, really just pull back on. Now this was the trade, right? I just didn't want to chase that, but what do you guys always hear me preach, right? When we fell a key level, reclaim it with momentum. I would have held this, but the overall market was selling off pretty heavy. Nvidia, that's smack middle of the range. Let's see what Tesla's doing. Nothing. It's unfortunate. Dang, Tesla's trash. It's crazy. Look at Google. Beautiful analysis. I just wish we would have got that dipping right. We never got it. That sucks. I really, Apple's cool. I don't like trading it that much because those contracts barely moved. But it looked good. I mean, just from my entry here to right here was it? I was up 10%. I didn't make much on that though because I sold 90% just to let the trade go green, and I really wanted my runners to do the heavy lifting. But once I saw the market selling off, I was like, I got to get out of these now. Qs might be a quick one for me today, to be honest. But Qs look solid. I'm very open to a QQQ trade. We can get over the 607. That's a big deal. If we can get over this, I'm open to that. That'd be over the previous day high, break over high day. See, SPY's pulling back pretty heavy. I just didn't like that. And it's a Thursday, so these contracts are closer to expiration, so you got to be careful. Right now we're just consolidating a little bit, but I mean, right break, retest. This was clean. I would have held this if I had the market with me, but I didn't, and I was not sitting in that. Damn, and those contracts weren't even $1, so it's all good. Another good trade. Looking for Qs right here. 607.15. I'm open to that. SPY just broke through high today, so it looks pretty solid. Nvidia is terrible. It's like nothing there. See, I was looking for continuation on this name, and then maybe we'll get it. I know Apple's a slow mover, but it's a Thursday, and I wanted the top of this range to turn into support, right? Never trade your P&L. You hurt yourself when you trade your P&L. So this sell that I did into the high day, that was just right. It's the high day, so sellers are stepping in. The overall market's pulling back. But you can't let your runners let a green trade go right, right? You can't do that. So either you hold it full position or you get out. But right now you got theta, and then we're chopping. So these contracts are not moving. That's why I miss Tesla. Because if this from here to here got me 10% on Apple, I mean, we already know what Tesla's doing. So I need Tesla to get out of this this consolidation, right? But right after pre-market bond, right? Just trust your level. This was a strong candle, but like I always preach, we fell it, we reclaim it with momentum. Why? Because these are squeeze positions fueling it, right? I mean, look at Google. This was literally Google yesterday. That's the only reason why I was on my close watch list. That was the only reason. It did this exact same thing yesterday. I just needed something like this, right? That would have been beautiful. This thing ran though. Let me see. Uh, Big pullback here on the market. Q is rejecting that very heavy. That 607 is a problem. Even yesterday, look, pretty much a double top, right? Even yesterday, we pushed into the 607. It's just been a problem. As soon as we can get over this, we can see some upside. I'm sorry, SPY as well rejecting heavy. So we just need Qs to get over the 607.15, honestly. See what happens when we sit in a channel? This is exactly what I mean when we sit in a channel, right? This is why we avoid channels. You probably got some people looking for a 1 minute RB or a 5 minute, and it's like, bro, there's nothing there, buddy. It's dead smack in the middle of the range. This is a very strong. It's the same as yesterday. So I'm noticing, 2 days in a row, I would say Qs in this SPY are in sync. Look at SPY, pretty much identical. Look at that, identical. So Qs right now, we know it's the leader. I mean, look at this. It's literally in sync. That's crazy. Like legit identical. Same wick as well. Look at that, identical. Same wick, everything, crazy. Yeah, that's really what's holding up this name. So I hope this made sense, right? I could have locked this in for a quick scout, making a little bit over 1,000, but I don't care for that. Like, I want my wins to be big. I want my runners to run. So only reason I sold here is because the overall market was very heavy. If the market was pushing, I would hold this full position, sitting them into here, right? So, but still, even from here, right, my entry was like on this retest candle. Even from here to high day was a 10% gain. But I'm not looking for quick scalps, right? This is what I wanted, right? This is where you make your money, right? And then you just trail this. So every trade you take, remember, it should be, a big win, um, a small win, break even, or a small loss, right? So look at the RR on this trade if it works out, right? This is the RR, right? There's nothing in its way. And I'm risking right under this. I'll take that every time, every single time. Market's selling off heavy right now, so I'm not even looking to re-enter that. Now, the video wants to break under 179.45. Talk to me nice. I'm in there. You can see we're defending this 247.30 very well. I mean, this was beautiful, right? Just high day, straight shot. This is what I've been saying. We saw this yesterday on AMD. We just never got that retest. You can see AMD, right? This is a key level. I'm sorry. Look at AMD. Key level on AMD. We pushed up, swept the previously high liquidity, rejected. All right, very solid. It's a key level there. See, since Apple's a slow mover, but right now this thing's holding up. Qs and the SPY is pulling back, but this thing is holding up. I mean, beautiful on Google. It's really nothing here for me. I'm not looking at, on the same day it made a new all-time high. I'm not looking to play a break and retest of this. I was hoping Google set up over Apple because the contracts are way better on Google. I'm highly sure Google moves better on the underlying than Apple, and the contracts cost more than $1. But look at this, right? 247.30. This is holding up very well. It is hard to take this name again with the market pulling back pretty heavy. But ideally, I would want to see, like, look, there's sellers sitting in here, right? That's a good sell. So I know some people sell straight into the high day. I don't. I read the price action first because if you can break through that high day, right, price is more likely to continue higher. So you hurt your P&L when you do that, right? Like this is what you're looking for, right? I'm looking for that. So it's a slow week. I'm not going to force, a big win. I'm not going to sit in this on a Thursday on Apple, like quick 10. Didn't make much, but you saw what I was looking for, right? Like something like that, right? You want this intraday resistance to turn into support, and then you get that continuation higher. Right? Take your shot. That's all I did, right? I saw the strong candle displacement, right? Buyers were saying, hey, I'm in control. I'm here. Got that pullback. I took my shot. So yeah, this thing barely moved, right? And I gave you a quick 10. NVIDIA, nothing. Right? We can expect this now. It already filled its objective, right? It made a new all-time high. I mean, that was beautiful, clean. Good analysis, just never got that pullback. This thing wants to rip. AMD can give us a good breakout. I'm open to playing this. I'll basically be playing with little profits on Apple, which means if I stop out, my stop loss wouldn't be as big. So I'm happy with that for the day. Like this was a good shot on Apple, right? Just a slow grinder. I've been saying that. Like you gotta know how to trade Apple. So It's a Thursday, right? If you play one strike out of the money, you just don't want to sit in that theta, right? Like this chop, you don't want that. Right? We are holding our weekly level. This is a good potential swing trade, to be honest. Um, I just had to get out of that. And I wasn't looking for a high day scalp, so I just hope that trade makes sense, right? I'm not looking to scalp. I'm looking for continuation on my plays, right? That's how you get paid. I like this. I mean, this is pretty much a low day bounce recovery, right? From AMD. I like this. Q's is recovering very well. Yeah, AMD and QQQ is literally in sync right now. I'm noticing that. I'm telling you, the only thing that's holding up all these tech names, well, Google's doing its own thing, right? This is expected. We're very bullish on the intraday. We just made all-time highs. This is expected. But the only thing that's holding up these tech names, like Apple or even AMD, is this 607 on Qs. Every time we push into that, we reject. That's the only thing that's holding these tech names up. Because look at Apple, right? I mean, we're out of this trade. It's crappy price action, but look at these holds, right? Look at this reclaim, right? Look at that. This is a key level. It's holding very well. It's just the overall market's pulling back and this is holding up, defending this level. I'd love to see that. It's the 607 on the Qs that's holding everything down right now, to be honest. Very slow week for me. Pretty much nothing this week. It's kind of crazy. If you're gonna take that trade on Monday on Tesla, my thesis was right, but it was off that channel play. It'd really be a cash week for me. That's kind of wild. And then with this whole government shutdown thing, like we just haven't had any red folder news to give anything extra kick, I should say. So weird times right now. This is a very interesting week. Because Thursdays and Fridays, I'm typically playing defense. Typically playing defense. So like nothing here on NVIDIA. Or yeah. I'm telling you guys, you start avoiding channels and ranges and you let your trades come to me, your win rate, I'm sorry, come to you, win rate will go through the roof. Your profits will go through the roof. I promise you. Not every day is a trading day. Look at this, right? This is why this is our no trade zone, right? Just nothing in here yesterday. Look at that. You're just waiting for a break to either side. That's the highest probability setup, right? We're dead smack in between previous day high, previous day low, a weekly level, a daily level, the pre-market high, the pre-market low. We are dead smack in the middle of the range on the video. Tesla, what we've been saying, right? Just consolidating, stuck in this channel. There's nothing going on here. Like just all across the board. Right? It's just one of those weeks. I took my shot on Apple. It was a good little scout, but I couldn't hold that. Overall market is consolidating right now too. Kind of got a busy morning, so I might call this a little early today. Give me a sec. But see, Q's is just consolidating, but this is the key level. We need to get over this 607.15. This is holding everything down right now. The SPY, the tech names, AMD, Apple. Right? I love to see this though. This gives me confidence. Like, look at this holding, this 247.30. I love to see that. I see why people don't trade Apple because its contracts are not doing anything. Yeah. So I mean, you can clearly just see the market conditions all across the board, right? Choppy on the SPY, on the Q. I can only imagine what this looks like on the 1 minute, but choppy on the SPY, on the Qs, right? Apple's consolidating, obviously NVIDIA, obviously Tesla. What am I missing? This had clean price action today, but it's already fairly subjective, making a new all-time high. Um, what else? I think that's it. Yeah, like SPY's chop, Q's chop, Apple chop, NVIDIA chop, AMD is trying to get over, but the 607, Tesla's chop. So like, our main four tech names really doing nothing. I mean, look at Apple, look at NVIDIA. This is AMD right now. AMD's holding up. It looks good. It wants to. If you look at it on the 15-minute, look at these 15-minute candles, right? It's trying to hold up. It's just accused. So we got AMD doing nothing and then Tesla doing nothing. So, these are days where, patience pays. Like I took my shot, right? This is why I sold. I hope this makes sense, right? I saw sellers step in. I sold 90% of my position, and then my runners, I took like a 3% loss. So I took a very small win on this, right? To me, this is just considered break even. But what was I looking for? That continuation, right? We got in this at the bottom of the range, right off this weekly level, looking for that. We just saw the last 2 days Apple really run and have good price action, but today it just didn't. So other than this play off my key level, like there's really wasn't much going on. AMD's trying to hold up, but Spine the Q's is chopping. What else? And yeah, Tesla's a chop. So, our four main names are just doing nothing. It's just, traders right now are trying to take a trade every day, looking for ORBs, looking for order blocks, like trying to force trades. And like I promise you, there's always tomorrow, there's always next week. Right? I think this was the slowest week of the year, at least for me. At least for me. break even small win trade today. I took a quick scalp on SPY yesterday, which was, I consider like that break even. It was like a small $500 win. Cash the day before. So like just understanding market conditions, right? There's just nothing going on. Like if you can be that trader with multiple cash days on your chart, that says a lot. Sucks that price action is trash today because this was a really good setup on Apple. Let's look at this. I mean, this is a really good setup on Apple, right? We ended up getting that pullback long yesterday. That was beautiful, right? This happened at 10 o'clock, so of course I'm gone. We defended this 2 days in a row. We pretty much got a body the candle close above. And yeah, so market's just heavy today. Qs can't get over that 607, which is causing this. Like I said, I'm not short bias on this name until we fall under 241.30 on Apple, right? Like we have a pullback day. Kind of. I wouldn't even say that. We're just consolidating on the intraday, but it's an inside bar day. That's expected. This is the key level we need to get over, right? 607.15. Does this look like we're bearish? No, it's just one of those days. Right, look at this. We're moving higher. We're trending higher. Right, that's beautiful. You can kind of see a flat top forming up here. So that's why I'm very open to trading Qs over the 607.15. Nice little flat top, trending to the upside. Clear shot, all-time highs. That's a beautiful play. Nothing for me now on Google. See what I mean? You watch my previous videos, like that's why I just have this marked out as a zone. There's no way, like every time we get up here, buyers are just stepping in, right? Every time we get up here on Palantir, buyers are just stepping in. Like I'm not a reversal trader, but boy, like for those who do, this is a high probability thing, right? History repeats itself. Every time it comes up here, I'm not going to try and long it. I'm going to just short right off this, right? You take that, your stop loss is above the high day. Let this play out. You can target this swing low, this swing low, this swing low. So like, I'm proud of AMD. AMD looks solid. Let me see. This weekly's holding 347.30. This is why I use my key levels as mini zones, right? Once I started understanding liquidity grabs and fake outs, and you got to treat your key levels like mini zones because you're taking a trade off a higher time frame. You got to give it room. You got to give it more than 10 cents, 20 cents, 15 cents, right? So that's why you scale accordingly depending on the stock that you're trading. Like Apple's a very cheap name, a very cheap name. So, I only trade roughly like 10K with this, but something like Nvidia or Tesla, my average I'm trying to have like 20 or 30, right? But this you got to give room, right? So see it's holding. Will it continue? I don't know. The market is pretty heavy right now. Well, it's chopping. It's chopping. My QQQ is sitting in the middle of the high day and the lower day. And the lower day is at 604 and the high day is at 607. So it's literally, we're not even melting. We're not dropping. We're holding up fairly well. We just need Qs to get over the 607.15. That's why I kind of wish, we had these red folder news because that gives us I call it like an extra push, right? To either side. Doesn't matter what it is. Like this thing's holding up. It's trying. It really is. See, I'm very happy with the sell, right? You just got to read the price action. Did I want to sell into the high day? Absolutely not. You saw it, right? Like that's a big RR trade. I'm taking that every time. 2 days we got clean price action on Apple. Today we chop. Nothing we can do about that. Like this candle, like in hindsight, right? All this is said and done, but in hindsight, you get a bullish momentum candle. You get this retest. You see buyer step in very aggressively. This looks beautiful, right? This looks like we're gonna go. So those are like the type of RR trade you want to take. Because if this got me 10% just to the high of day, imagine we break through that high of day and just continue on, right? We just saw Apple trend the last 2 days. That's a really clean shot. I'm taking that shot every time. Small win for me, break even, but like I hope this thesis makes sense, right? So if you don't scale out, then you sit in your trade full size. You sit through all this full size, but as soon as you scale out, you gotta let your runners take you off for break even, or like I took a small hit on my runners, like 3% or 2%, but it was a good sell because we never came back up. So When you're stopping out of a trade, you should be thinking, where are, sellers more likely to step in, right? I mean, this is an intraday high day, right? Quote unquote, maybe double top, however you want to put it. Really good shot though. This looked really promising. You get a candle like this. I mean, that looks great. AMD's holding up fairly well. I don't think we're going to do anything, but it's holding up fairly well. Crappy price action on SPY and Qs. Honestly, you can't even be upset at that. The last 2 to 3 days, SPY and Qs is giving us a really clean price action. So, the first day out of the week, having trash price action is kind of expected. It's not going to be beautiful, 5 days in a row. Like, this was a really good shot, right? It's just the overall market's just heavy, right? Look at that. Oh, why won't this work? All right, if we get a break through that low day. But it's inside bar day. I mean, look, we're not selling off. It's just a choppy day. Look at Q's approaching this low day, and then look at AMD just holding up. So this is what I mean when I say, like, these names, like AMD and Apple, they're intact, right? The game plan is there. It's just the overall market's too heavy right now. SPY and the Qs. And SPY's a little bit more heavier than the Qs. See, now we just got that lower day break. 712 for me. I honestly might just call it. There's really nothing here, at least for me, right? Like, SPY and the Qs are identical right now. Look at the SPY. I mean, look at Qs, look at the SPY. Literally identical. And Qs is the one that's moving, the SPY. In sync. Tesla, please come back alive. We need you. The world needs you. All right, we avoid this channel for a reason up here. There's just so much. Like, sellers should step in very aggressively, right? Look at these wicks already. And sometimes a little tip that I do is when I'm watching a couple of names at once, right? You don't want to put your alert, if it's not on your close watch, right at that key level. Because then by the time you get to it, it already broke out. Then the retest is happening. You're trying to hurry up, get your contracts ready. So I always set it like a dollar or two away, just so I can be prepared. So it's definitely relative strength on AMD compared to the overall market. All right, this is unfortunate on Apple. Sucks. Look at AMD. I just don't feel comfortable taking the shot with, like, the overall market just being so heavy. Because AMD and Qs are in sync. Like, whenever Q gives a big pop, so does AMD, right? We know what I'm looking for though. I need a big displacement candle over this 240.10. That's all I need. But yeah, I really don't feel comfortable kind of shorting this. I'm sorry, trading this. Like, I need a big displacement candle just to feel comfortable to take that trade. Like, man, this was beautiful. Our analysis was like clean, right break, retest. I saw buyer step in. I had to take that shot. A good scout, but I don't really care for that. I hope that makes sense, right? Don't always aim for, like, these little scalps, right? If you trade off the higher time frame and you get that continuation, like, you're gonna get paid. So something I'm noticing here on the Qs is it's defending this lower day very well. Every time we push into this lower day, we get a bounce for sure. Now, since there's no more key levels above here on AMD, that's why I need a big displacement candle, right? Because I don't want to be a part of a liquidity grab or fake out. It's already pretty much in that all-time highs. See, something like that. That looks good. Now, what I'm reading on the intraday is I don't like that Qs is pushing into the 607 and it keeps rejecting. Because if that occurs, right, you can expect this to fail again, right? Like I said, the thing that's keeping these tech names down is QQQ 607 resistance, right? Let this be a live example. Even though I'm out of this trade, right? This is why you let a candle close under your stop loss and as a zone, right? I'm sure other traders have been through it. Like, it's annoying, right? When you're in a trade, your thesis is correct. You get stopped out, barely stopped out for a loss, and then it runs. So that's why, one, I never look at my P&L when I'm in a trade. I trade my chart, not my P&L, and I mark out my key levels as many zones. Typically, I want the key level, the candle that broke the key level, to be kind of my stop loss, right? Sometimes you're gonna have to give that a little bit more room though. So that's why you got to position accordingly based on, your stop loss or the trade that the stock that you're trading. Yeah, unfortunately, I might have to pass on this. Right? Context matters. It looks good, right? We just broke over the high day. We are getting a candle closure, but just the overall market conditions. Like Qs and AMD are kind of in sync right now. The body of the candle closed at 640.60. So pretty much a 50-cent difference. Like that's not a big enough displacement for me. I need more displacement, right? Weak breakout equals fake out. Look at this. This is beautiful on Apple. If it wasn't a Thursday, I would have had to hold that, right? But you don't want to sit in that, especially on a name like Apple. But look at this hold, right? Wick to the damage body tells the story. See, weak breakout equals fake out. Like this is beautiful on Apple. This looks really, really good. Sucks to set up on a Thursday, but this looks solid, right? So I hope those two tips help, right? Don't look at your P&L when you trade. Traders hurt themselves when they do that. Even when you're winning a trade and you look at your P&L, you leave a lot of money on the table because you're trading based off emotion, right? You're like, oh, I made 10%, 11%, let me lock this in. But you're missing out on a potential 50%, 40%. You never know unless you're in it. Let the market tell you when to exit. Because for me, right, I want this to hold, and now this is my stop loss, and I'm still holding, right? Let market structure tell you when to exit your trades. This is a nice hold, right? Mark out your key levels as zones. Don't look at your P&L. You'll win more than you lose. I promise you that much. But this showed you the power. Like this is a weekly level, right? Buyers are defending this very well. Even if it fails, look at the fight. Look at all these wicks down here. Buyers are really trying to defend this. I swear to you, once Qs get over 607.15, we can really take off, right? Look at that divergence here. Like AMD's doing fairly well. It's holding up. Like look at this, right? We are moving higher, right? We're making higher highs. We're stair stepping higher. Yeah, like the body of the candle closed up here, 240.60. Kilo here is 240.10. So that's not enough displacement for me. Nvidia trash, straight garbage. All right, I'll do where traders get smoked. I promise you, there's someone like, okay, 1 minute RB, 5 minute RB. Now I'm just looking for the break and the retest of this, and then upside continuation towards the unmitigated liquidity, all that. Like, dude, this thing's trying. Right now, Qs is sitting at 606 on the dot. I promise you, if Qs can get over this 607.15, we can see, right, even on Apple and AMD, right, we can see some upside. This is AMD on the 15, right? I mean, every 15-minute candle closed green. This thing held up fairly well, right? We see sellers sitting up here at 240.10. I mean, this is just beautiful on Apple. Even though I'm not in this anymore, like this is something you love to see. Look at our key level hold. This is why you can't look at your P&L, right? You can't look at it because this is scare you out. For me, this was like a one-to-one, right? I sold at the high day, 90%. I wanted my runners to do the heavy lifting, right? Sold for a very small win. We didn't have that market sell-off. I can sit in this, right? If it wasn't a Thursday, I can sit in this full position, right? Your thesis is valid as long as you're above 247. All this is noise. If you're going long off this level and price is sitting above this level, you got to sit in that. Look at this wick here, right? Game changer. I'm telling you, if you trade on the intraday and you're looking at the 15-minute as well, it helps a ton, right? For me, when I trade, all this looks very slow to me. It's like slow motion for me. I don't feel pressured. I don't feel FOMO. I don't feel rushed, right? Because I'm looking at the 15, I'm looking at the 2 minute. I only pay attention to it if it's at a key level. Like this is nothing to me. This is just on my chart. It's not near a key level, right? We're sitting above here. We're fighting. Let's see if Qs can do it. I mean, right? I just said that we are holding this lower day very well, right? Every time we come, we push. Good V-shaped recovery. But look, every time we push into the 607, man, that's the only thing. We just got to get over the 607.15. Buys are defending this very well. You see that? This would be a very big confluence. Like I said, the price action wants to get clean above here. I like this. And this was a big, I mean, look at this big rejection candle, right? We already recovered that. That looks solid. Even though we took a trade off our key level, just look at Apple, right? Does this look like a trend? No, you don't want to sit in that. Not at all. I want you to write that down. Remember, every trade you take should be a big winner, a small winner, break even, or a small loss. Before any trade you take, you should already have predefined risk before you enter that trade, right? Since we don't look at our P&L, we trade our chart and our P&L, have to scale in accordingly. I'm not going to go into an Apple trade with 20,000, 30,000, and these contracts didn't even cost $1. You get what I mean? So, but those are like the outcomes of every trade: a big win, a small win, break even, or small loss, right? Only way you have a big loss is if you're oversized, right? You're over leveraged, or you just cannot respect your stop loss. Losses are inevitable, right? It's part of the game. Like this is what I'm looking for in the cues, right? Nothing in its way, really. For 0 DTE, nothing in its way, to be honest. I mean, this is gorgeous. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Like I said before, I'm just passionate about this. I mean, look at this. That's what you want to see your key levels do, right? That gives confidence. When you do this for so long and you mark out your key levels and you see in real time they work out, they hold out, you build confidence to take trades off your key levels, right? Something Mark Douglas says is the ultimate goal as a trader is to trade without reservation and hesitation. I am not second guessing before I enter a trade. Never. Once I see my entry criteria, I take my shot. 8 times out of 10, you're gonna win off these key levels in the higher time frame. Look at this. See? This downside you see on these tech names? Look at that. That is Q's that keeps rejecting the 607.15, right? We're not bearish. We're sitting fairly well. We're sitting near the high day. Look at that, right? How do we avoid losses? We got this break, right? Some people would take that break and instant retest. Weak breakout equals fake out. If it's not a displacement breakout candle, I don't care about it, right? Let's go back here, right? If you watch every video where you've seen the trades that I've taken, you'll notice that. Why did I take this trade, right? That was the biggest displacement. Look at this candle reclaiming this level compared to every other candle, right? This was the same entry I took on Tesla, right? 8 times out of 10, it's gonna work, right? Technically today it did work. I didn't lose this trade, but you get what I mean? Like break, you see that buyers are saying, hey, I'm here. Just one candle. We fell all the way to 246. We reclaimed it. We almost pushed to the high bay in this one candle alone. Right? Buyers are saying, hey, I'm here. And we can see, right? Buyers are holding up this 247.30. But this 607, this is what's causing a lot of names, even the SPY, to not go. I mean, yeah, if you're a reversal trader and you go short off this, I mean, you saw that kick in. I mean, that's a big payday right there. What is this? Right? 184. We push down to 182. Yeah. Stop loss would just be over the high day. Leave some runners, right? T-shirt on. But I hope this makes sense on balance. I've been saying this for a while. Like, until we break over this 188, I'm not. Eventually, it has to, right? Can't do this forever. Eventually, it has to. Cannot do this forever. This is all we're doing. Can't do it forever, but we'll see. But look at this wick here. Every time we push up in here, look at all these wicks. Sellers should step in. Apple defending this 247.30. Perfect. Right? That's why context matters. Like, Q's hold up, and we have a trendy day. I mean, this is taking off. We have our first down close candle on AMD. Nothing on the video. Like, we're intact to the upside. We just can't get over this 607. We get over this. I mean, this is clear shot, all time highs. Clear shot. It really took, what, 3 days for everything to kind of recover. Like, if we can get over this, I mean, this is nice. But 3 days to, like, really, after that sell-off, 3 days to recover, crazy. Only took 2 days, really a day to do the 50% retracement. So, clearly, right? But look, this was support. Last 2 days, turn resistance, right? This is key level, the 607. We break over this, we can definitely see this, right? We can definitely see that. That's why I've been saying it's, this whole government shutdown thing has been a little annoying just because like we don't have any red folder news to kick in any volatility, right? That extra boost, that extra push I've been talking about. Look at this. I mean, bro, I don't know. Stuff like this gets me excited. Beautiful analysis here. Now, there's no way I'm sitting in a chop for over an hour. Wow, 7:31 on the dot, so an hour on the dot on Apple. But right, our key level held. Right, look at this. Buyer stepped in. Right, we saw this in real time. Right, took my shot, quick 10%. Thursday, you sit in this, theta's gonna hurt a little bit. Theta's gonna hurt. Those contracts were really cheap. They weren't even $1, so I almost didn't trade the same just because those contracts weren't $1, and they were what, out the money or out the money. Give me a sec. Yeah, like I played. Did I play? I don't know. 250. Yeah, I played the 250 call. So these contracts weren't even $1, right? Small. Like this is break even for me. I was up 1,000. I was up like 10% at the high day, but I wanted to see more continuation, right? I don't care for quick scalps. I want to let my trades play out. So yeah, technically this is a win, but for me, this is just a break even trade, right? Just a slow day. But yeah, look at these contracts, right? They're not even $1. Like that's annoying. And it's a Thursday, but teach their own. 247.50. Let me see. I guess nah. Yeah, I was cool with these, right? Most volume, most open interest, one strike out of the money. But see, delta matters. I'll probably make an educational video on this, but like the delta's sitting at 32. It is a Thursday. This is pretty much showing you how much you're gonna get paid, right? That's why those contracts barely moved. They're not even a dollar. The delta's under 40. This is actually terrible. I probably should have played the at the money cons, to be honest. Yeah, in hindsight, I should have played the at the money. Delta being 30 is terrible. Yeah, definitely should have played at the money. Yeah, that's terrible. I probably would have got paid way more, to be honest, if I just played at the money, right? The contracts are over a dollar, almost $2. And look at the delta, it's 53. So I definitely should have taken that. I don't regret this one because it's a Thursday, but still, that's on me. I should pay attention to that. But still, the trade thesis, right? I mean, we made it quick. Those contracts moved fairly fast on that push. High day loan was like 10 to 11%. Scaled out. But delta being under 30 is just like, that's not too good. But most volume, most open interest. It's a beautiful hold to see though. And then what you would want to see, right, if this would have worked out an hour ago, is this high day turn into support. And then we just start trending higher. How do you know a name is trending when the dips are getting bought up aggressively? Right? I want to see this high day, this resistance, clear resistance, turn into support on the intraday and hold my trade. Look at Qs, bro. It's flirting with the 607. We keep pushing down, but like this gives me confidence, right? Every time we push up here, we reject, but look how quickly we recover, right? Look how quickly we recover. And it's just one of those days. Look at the price range yesterday that we moved, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 15-minute candles just stuck in this, right? Look at the difference. This would be a big breakout just because there's a lot of liquidity up here. Like I said, I'm very open to trading 0 DTE, quick scalp on the Qs, right? Trend is your friend. Overall time frames, bullish. Obviously not looking to short this name. We can break over 607.15. That'd be a big break. Like Apple, right? Slow mover, terrible. As we know, a lot of people don't trade this name for good reasons. In my opinion, the best way to explain a name like Apple is it's amazing for swing trades because it respects the higher time frame key levels very, very well. Very well. But it's a slow mover and it'll stop you out right on the intraday. But on the higher time frame, your analysis will remain correct. You won't get so if you trade this on the higher time frame, you rarely get stopped out on this name. So Apple is a name where I'm like, this is a really a good trade. I mean, a good stock for swing trading, to be honest. All right, we got that breakout on the Qs. See what I mean? Look at Apple finally recovering. I've been saying this, right? As soon as we can break over the 607.15, we can see these tech names go. All right, look in the video about to break this high day. Look at Apple finally getting over the high day, right? Because of that, this was holding everything down, right? Our shot was around this time on Apple, right? But we push into the 607. That's the only thing that was holding these tech names down, right? Context matters. So I'm glad we were able to break this down and see this in real time. There are some times where I won't take a trade just because we're approaching a key resistance level on the Qs or on the SPY, right? It's the little details like that. See sellers stepping in here? Look at the sellers stepping in here, right? Look at that weight. See what I mean? This is noise to me. We know what I'm looking for, right? I want to instill that habit. We're looking for that. There we go. All right, I'm definitely looking for. I'm looking at the 607 calls here on Qs. I just need a little bit more of a pullback. I see strong buyer step in. Actually, hold on. Sorry, I need more of a displacement, to be honest, before I even take that. This is what we wanted on Apple, right? Our thesis was correct. It was just Qs holding this thing down. That's beautiful. Look at this weekly hold in real time. I'm glad we were able to break that down. It's beautiful. Yeah. See, weak breakout equals fake out. We want displacement. Right now, buyers are not showing me they're here. All I see this as is we just swept the previous day high liquidity and now we're rejecting. That's all I see that as. This is beautiful, right? I love that. The only thing I would do different on Apple Trade, I would manage it the same way that I did, right? I sold into the high day for 11%. I tried to hold my runners. I let those stop me out. The only thing I would do different is just play at the money cons. I would do everything the same. This is out of my control. I mean, this looked beautiful, right? So that's the only thing I would do different on Apple. Is just play at the money cons. Other than that, beautiful. See, I want to see this high day turn into support. This is how I was like managing my trade. So if you're in this full position, this is where you determine like you have to be patient. Do I scale out or do I hold? So as long as we're above this is my new stop loss, right? And I'm holding full size. As soon as we break under this, you scale out and then you let your runners try and do more of the heavy lifting. Like that's beautiful. That's a trend, right? Resistance, turn into support. I'm open to this trade on Q's 0 DTE just for a quick scout. We can get a push through this high day and then a retest. I like it. You hold this, right? You gotta hold this full position. Big winners require sitting through pain. See, some people just sell right at the high day. I'm reading the price action at the high day, right? You saw where I sold? Wicks were coming in, sellers were coming in. I was correct, right? So I scaled out 90% there. But here, right? You gotta wait. That's why I treat these as zones too. That's beautiful, right? You should still be in this full position. You hold, look for that continuation. This is not your new stop loss, this high day. And then after that, you kind of just bar by bar or like use order block to help you hold your trade longer. See, this is the displacement I was looking for. Now I'm open to a retest, right? So now I'm looking for something like this. Beautiful. That's displacement we're looking for. Beautiful. Look at everything else falling, right? Look at Apple. I told you that 607 was the only thing holding Apple down. Finally got that breakout. I said there's a lot of built up liquidity here. We break out, that's going to be a big breakout. What do you know? We're breaking out big, right? Beautiful. I'm telling you, when I started trading, I really wish I had someone to like do this. Like, do not underestimate the power of watching tape, watching film, getting screen time, just doing nothing but just watching, right? Once you understand how the market moves and how it works and how it's in sync and all that, it becomes easier to trade. I promise you. Big breakout here on the SPY. If I don't get this retest here, I'm very open to a SPY breakout over 66920. SPY gets over 66920, clear shot all time highs. This what we're seeing right now. This is what we were looking for over here. That's exactly what we were looking for over here. Beautiful. It's a Thursday. I was not looking to re-enter Apple on that, but beautiful. Our key level held. All that was just noise. We ended up going to the upside. That's literally what you want to see. Looks really good here on Qs. Like I said, if I don't get this retest, I'm very open to trading SPY. I picked this trade as just a quick scalp. It's 0 DTEs, right? So show you what I'm looking at on the SPY, right? We get over the 66920, right? I'm gonna get liquidity to target this previous day high, but clear shots to all-time highs, right? This is big if we can get over that. Beautiful here on Apple. Just love this. A slow grinder, right? That's what I mean. Like if you're trading Apple, like this isn't going to pay you that much, right? Just because it's a slow mover on the underlying. Remember, you get paid the best on options with momentum, right? That's why we made a quick 11, 10% here, right? Because it was just straight shot up. But like this grind, like not ideal. I hope this makes sense, right? Right? I said, I'm loving that this is holding up, right? We sell off and just recover very quick. A lot of built up liquidity up here. We break out. That's going to be a big breakout. We saw that in real time. That's beautiful. It's literally what you want to see. I may not get that retest though. That's fine. Like SPY just broke over, right? The pre-market high, right? So we kind of finally just kind of got out of no man's land. A lot of useful insight here today, though. Like one of the main things, right, is right, we don't chase these fails, right? What is it? What do I always say? This fail fuels this move higher. People selling their position for a loss, getting squeezed out of the position, fuels it higher. Look at this fuel candle, right? This was our fuel candle, right? Perfect reclaim to the upside. Now, to me, that's a breakout. I can't chase that. But the next candle, I waited for that retest, took my shot, right? Clearly, this is displacement, right? 607.15, we push up to 608.31, more than a dollar breakout. That's displacement we're looking for. So for 0 DTE, right, the deeper the pullback, the better. Deeper the pullback, the better. Right now, I think this is just SPY rejecting this 66920, right? Look, this is in sync, right? This is in sync. This pulls back, causes this to pull back. The SPY is pulling back. Apple's pulling back. Now, if Apple can, buy up this dip and move higher, we are now trending, right? That is a break, retest, continuation higher. That's beautiful. Yeah, if you look on the 2 minute, this is SPY rejecting this 66920, right? I'm not gonna blindly go long here. Beautiful. It's just a quick scalp. Resistance there. And just a quick scalp. Nice. It's not looking to get greedy with that. I do not mess around with zero DTEs. That theta was kicking in quick, bro. All right, could have helped this a little bit, but it's a quick scalp. Right, small day, almost 600 bucks. Right, that's why I got out of that. That was a really good scalp. Quick day, quick 200 bucks, almost 300 on Qs. See, that would have sucked. That's why I say when you trade zero DTEs, I'm treating them as a scalp. I just did this yesterday. Like I'm not gonna trade that like I would this, right? Like this you can hold, right? It's a weekly. But this failure you see is this. This is what you see right now. SPY rejecting the 66920. That's what that is. Right? These two things are in sync. So yeah, it's almost 8 o'clock for me. It's a longer session a little bit, but we got some good insight here. We're gonna break down some stuff. Small day for me, kind of a break-even day for me. About a $600 day. Right? But you saw my thesis here, right? This is a big trade, right? This is if we get this continuation on Apple, like what we just saw here, right? Starting at I guess 720. This is what we were looking for when we took the shot here. So thesis was correct. Just the overall market today. Like look at this. It's not clean price action. It's not clean price action. So yeah. Hope you're able to learn a thing or two, right? I hope this helps. I hope this makes sense, right? What am I looking at? What am I thinking? Why am I taking trades, not taking trades? How do I enter, exit? Like I said, don't underestimate the power of watching film, watching tape, right? Being able to sit there, do nothing. There's a difference between skipping a trade and missing a trade. And it took me a while to be able to separate the two. And skipping a trade is when you don't believe it's worth the risk, right? Remember, cash is always a position. Cash is proper risk management. Cash is still trading. Remember that, right? Like my thing here that I was looking for, same thing yesterday on the SPY. I was looking for, because when you trade zero TTE, you need them to work right away. You see these big momentum candles? This is like 20, 30% trades. I was just looking for this high day, right? I wasn't looking to get greedy, look for continuation. I want a momentum candle, pushing a high day, and that's pretty much it, right? I'm not looking to hold this. So this is a good shot. I just took it off the 607. But look at the price action, not that well. But this is a high probability shot, right? Broke, displacement, buyer stepped in, got a little pop. Overall time frame is bullish, higher time frame is intact to the upside. That's a high probability shot. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here. But yeah, I hope this helps, right? That failure you see on Qs is this on the SPY. That's what you see, right? Push into the 66920 up here. Look, twice today. Two 15-minute candles up here, right? Rejection. That's a key level. We got to get over that. So hope this helps. Um, right, Apple is still holding this very well. Remember, you're treating this level like down here, right? You want to see if this holds. All this is this. Break, retest, continuation high. That's all that is on Apple. That's what you're seeing right now. Look at that. That's beautiful, right? You want to see the dips get bought up. That shows we're trending, right? But look at this failure here. So now we're seeing relative strength on Apple compared to everything else, right? Only reason we didn't get this move earlier into the session is because Qs cannot get over that 607, right? That's the only reason why. It's trying to get back above it, right? See these wicks? It's trying to get back above it. So, all right. Yeah, about 8 o'clock for me. So I'm gonna call it here.